30 pounds of ground pork, at least 20% fat. And if we use venison, instead of using the belly of the hog.
The meat underneath was cured like ham.
Wow.
Yeah. So
You have to mix it right away, otherwise it
well, yeah, you could, yeah.
You want the meat and it won't mix anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you
Go put
can
it on,
make,
go eat lunch, come back down, it's not good.
Okay. So once you put the seasoning on, mix it right away. Okay.
you mix it, yeah. Don't let it stand.
Okay. And then
Those are all things, boy. There's no way you would.
for 30 pounds of meat, we use about 9 teaspoons of garlic and a cup and a half of water for fresh, or 1 cup of water for the smoke, and that's what we're spooning out of the bowl here.
All right. Now we go and mix.
Here's some casings. We're gonna go see the seasoning.
What you're doing now is the most important thing. Mix the spices.
Right.
To watch it. That's the most
Yeah,
important.
he's video recording and commenting, and I'm writing down.
Okay. Wow.
So we have our. Here's the salt we use.
Okay. Is that just?
It is evaporated salt. It has nothing added to it.
Okay. High grade evaporated salt. Okay.
Yeah. Or you could buy the kosher salt.
Kosher salt too. Okay.
Or the pickling salt that has
Okay.
nothing in it either.
Right.
There's a kosher salt.
Yep.
see?
That's what I like to use as well.
Because you don't. This is 50 pounds. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot of salt.
So now, what I'm doing is, I weigh 30 pounds.
Okay. This is the mixture that we're
This
gonna
is
get for
for 30
30
pounds.
pounds. Correct.
For 30 pounds. I use 9 ounces salt.
9 ounces of salt. So this is all by weight.
Yeah, but
Okay.
this is by weight.
Okay.
But I have 32 pounds.
Okay.
So for each pound extra, I will add a level teaspoon. Well, I add that later after I weigh this.
Okay.
9 ounces salt and 6 ounces of the paprika.
Paprika. Okay.
Now that is mild paprika.
Paprika, yeah, this is the paprika.
You said 6
They call
ounces
it
of paprika.
6 ounces
Okay.
of the sweet paprika.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I will add the 2 for the 2.5 pounds. For each pound, I'll add a level teaspoon salt because I have 32 pounds.
Okay.
So that, and the paprika, I will add
Okay.
One.
1.
1, 2, for each pound, a heaping
A heaping teaspoon. Okay.
the paprika.
Okay.
Okay.
Friday.
So now we have this part now. Now we move on to the rest.
All by weight. That's important.
This is really the important.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course the
Yes, take a note.
mixing.
Christmas Day,
Right.
Okay. Now I have the garlic powder.
Okay.
See, 3 teaspoons makes 1 tablespoon.
Okay.
15, you said.
Was it 15?
So I add to the 30 pounds, I add that would be 3 teaspoons. In case you would have only 20 pounds, then you would add 2 teaspoons,
Okay.
you know.
All right.
So for the 30 pounds, 3 teaspoons garlic powder. Powder, not granulated garlic.
gotta go upstairs to the bathroom.
And then black pepper,
Okay.
a tablespoon.
1 tablespoon for 30
Put that up
pounds.
here?
Okay.
Yes.
Huh?
Can you put that up here?
Then I have the white pepper.
Do you want all of it in one?
This one they keep in here, I'm working on this one.
All right.
The white pepper.
Okay.
we're done
So
with
another
the-
tablespoon of white pepper for.
Now
Done with the spraying.
I use, this is the hot. You would probably buy it like this as cayenne
Okay. Cayenne
hot.
pepper. Okay.
But we buy it in bulk, so it is cayenne 160,000 proof
Okay.
heat. You know
Sure.
that's
Yeah,
really hot.
Yeah.
Because that's grated. And in the store, it's not
That one,
grated.
yeah,
That
okay.
would be the hot stuff that
Okay.
you would buy. And for the fresh sausage now, I will add two tablespoons of this.
Okay.
The hot.
Now, if you're making
And
this.
for the smoked, I add 3
Okay.
because the smoke, the when you cook it, see, I've been doing it so long it bothers me. The hot. For the 2 pounds, I'm not going to bother with adding.
Right.
And then I mix it all. Usually I sift it because I had mixed
wow.
it in here.
I caught that over here.
I sift it together.
That's hot stuff, huh?
And just the
All
some of the
spices.
yeah the dust came.
See, I usually sift it
Mhm.
and then I put it back in here, but we're gonna use this. Sift it all together. It mixes easier.
And you don't have any clumps or anything.
Right, the salt usually is lumpy. Sometimes the paprika too.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you used to babysit my father when he was a little boy, correct? A long time ago.
My brother.
Yeah.
Well, not didn't see him too often, but your grandmother was my godmother.
Okay. Now, what kind of stories can you tell me about my dad now that I have a video camera here and I have proof?
Oh, I used to. Your dad, I didn't get to see him too much.
Oh, okay.
But when your uncle came to his grandparents, you know,
Mhm.
he lived around the corner. That's when I saw them. But by the time your dad was born, your grandmother didn't come home too often anymore. I guess she was busy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
And so your uncle, he was counting the days, learning to name the days.
Oh, okay.
Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, and it always on Thursday. Donnerstag, he couldn't say. He said Donnerstagog. Always when it came to that.
Just write down the thing. I'll show you now on the grinder. I'll show you the whole thing.
Okay.
These are the commercial that you buy.
Mhm.
These blades. I had all these made for Schwartenau, so I need
Yeah.
bigger stuff. This here I use for deer.
Okay.
Yeah,
The rind is much finer.
Is it
It's a-
rating?
It's a
12.
1/8 of an inch.
1/8. Okay.
Okay.
1/8 of an inch. That's what I use.
Okay. I actually have almost old grinder. Yeah.
You have a grinder?
Yeah, from his mother. So,
Yeah.
This here is what you buy. You can't buy anything in between these two.
okay.
So I had this one made. I know a guy that's a tool and die maker,
Oh,
and
nice.
he made me this. And this is what I use because the sausage gets, you can stuff it tighter when it's more finer. You know, of course, you
Okay.
don't want it too fine. That would be, but 1/8 would be too fine for the
For the pork.
for the pork. But
Okay.
for here, you want it to mix good with the beef, you know. I mean, not the beef. I made some beef. I used some. I don't make it anymore. But I used to use beef too, you know,
Instead of deer.
instead of here. But I gave up on that. I got too many things already. Too many.
And this is after she mixed the 9
Yeah,
teaspoons of garlic. and-
yeah, the garlic.
How do you get the garlic that fine?
I'll show you that too. I have to make some. I've got it all set
Okay.
upstairs.
You know? Usually I chop it off and get my knife, but
Yep.
this takes too long today.
Where did he put the meat? Oh, here.
The what?
Excuse me,
Okay.
we're in the way here. Sorry.
He's waiting
But
for me.
before we go in, you know how to wash that. You know? I'll show you how I wash my face.
He's showing you how to wash
I
it.
do not wash that in soap water because of the rust.
Oh,
If
okay.
it's with hot water, I just rinse it all out good.
Oh, he's not there yet.
So everything is gone.
Do you know what diameter those holes are?
Yes, I'll give it to you.
Okay, yeah.
These are, this one was made, Wally made it for 5/32. 5/32. I'll show you how, see those casings are already, you saw the bundles.
Yes.
Then
Where do you
Sometimes-
buy those?
Pittsburgh,
Okay.
Pittsburgh's, what they call it,
Places.
casings and splice and casings, I think they call
So
it.
they I'm sure they
See,
should.
I make them in bundles like that,
Okay.
and then I soak them overnight,
Okay.
because they're in salt, and even though they're in salt, when you dry the sausage, sometimes you get on the outside a little white.
Diffuses through.
Right.
You saw it already,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
You see that little white, that is the salt. When it dries, that's what comes out.
Comes out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see it, like if you get salt, soaked snow on your leather shoes,
Yeah, you get
and when
that
it
white.
dries, then eventually you
That's
get
right.
that white on
Yeah,
the salt.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some people call and they say, our sausage is moldy.
Yeah. Well, yesterday,
Yeah, they don't.
some idiot called, and he said, "George, what kind of sausage did you sell me?" I said, "Why? Sausage I made." He said, "I got it in my refrigerator for 2 weeks already, in a paper bag, and I just looked into it, and it's all moldy."
Jeez.
I said, "Well, you shouldn't leave it in a paper bag, you know, you have to have it, the air circulate and dry it
Right.
up."
Right.
He said, on some spots it's even green already. I said, that isn't my fault, you know?
Right.
Well, one guy, he died already, horse. Long Raider, I don't think you know him. But see, before Christmas, I don't like to sell people more than 10 pounds at a time. Because we had some pretty hot weather already. The 60 sometimes, in December. Oh, he insisted he wants 25 pounds. Oh, I didn't do that. I said, I'm sorry, but
Now you just fold it in until it's.
Yeah.
2 weeks later.
It gets pasty, you can tell it gets real pasty.
It gets
Okay.
kind of
I gotta
sticky
put
and
that
pasty.
sausage back.
Then you know it's mixed well.
It's
Right,
too
okay.
warm. it's gonna spoil on me. I said, well, what am I gonna do with it? It'll spoil for me too if I, you know. I said, get it together and put it in the refrigerator, and when it cools off, take it out again. So you never bought another pound of sausage from
See,
me.
the refrigerator has air circulation.
Right.
And it needs air. Now, if you have it hanging, if you have 30 pounds hanging in your garage, turn the fan on. It circulates the air.
Not only that, but in the garage, when you have it, when the moisture in the air gets real low, I mean,
Or high.
or high, the high, then see its own, you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
right,
about?
right, yeah.
And then it dries again. That takes much longer. You put it in the refrigerator, in
Yeah.
2 weeks it's dry.
Yeah, because the humidity is relatively controlled by the
Yeah,
temperature.
yes. The temperature is always the same, you know.
Boy, that's going to be a challenge for me then. The temperature
Oh, yeah.
and humidity.
But
I mean, what we do
And
now,
every
you know,
butcher
this
has
is,
that.
you probably,
Yeah.
you probably know this is not, I just want to show you how I do it. You guys can do that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rig something up. I've got an old refrigerator in the garage. I'll have to rig something up that allows some
Air.
air to circulate, you know, in there. Figure out a way to keep it open part ways or,
Well, I think as long as you keep it in the refrigerator open, you should be fine.
right.
It's when you put it in something, that's when it,
So if I just figure out a way to hang it in the refrigerator, like you have it out on the back
Yeah,
porch,
yeah.
but don't I want to get some air to circulate through there, you think, or?
doesn't the refrigerator doesn't have natural circulation?
Right.
You can
I
get
think
them
it does.
Okay.
dry
It's
like
got a
I
fan.
get 'em. I like it
Yeah.
till it's dry. Than the ones that are in
That's
the
true,
dry.
so, okay.
But they're the same, you know. Price is the same too. But I like these better.
Yeah, we don't have the ability to store anything outside.
Yeah.
Not unless you
Salt out.
want it to rot
What I
within
do
a
is-
couple hours.
If you got a freezer, freeze it.
That's true.
We make it at the end of the year for the family, the sausage,
Mhm.
and I just freeze it and take out what I need.
Okay.
And
That's
then
true.
Just let it dry naturally in the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Real good. Freeze it up front, and then it's
Yeah, freeze it up front. You just take it out as you need
I
it.
think I got enough wash.
so we've been mixing for probably 5 minutes or so.
Good 10 minutes.
Good 10 minutes per 30-pound batch. Okay.
Approximately how long do you mix?
Well, see, it gets pasty. I start to tell, and I look through it to make sure I don't see any pink spots.
Right.
Okay.
And just a little here. It gets real pasty. At first, it squishes really easy through your hands. And then as you go along, it gets pasty. You can see it's not too many pink spots left. Just want to make sure.
Now, you know what, the old timers, the way they made it, they would put it all on the table. Of course, they didn't make as much as I
Right.
did.
Right.
They would put it all on the table, and then they would put the spices over, they mix.
Right.
and then
That's
they-
how my parents
And then
made
they
it.
taste it.
Yeah.
Then I could
That's-
use a little more, you know.
Yeah.
Here, I put all in
In
30-pound tubs.
Mm-hmm.
That way you know exactly, and you got the weight, that's obviously the same.
Mm-hmm.
It won't vary, you know.
See, Adam Hetzel Senior, he was my godfather. He came over a couple times and showed me how to make it, but that's how he did it. He did it by, okay, so much of this, so much of that.
And he tastes
no
it
weight,
and-
and he would just eyeball it, and then he'd taste it. Well, I don't have any idea.
But you know,
No, by weight, that I know how to do.
it's simple when you know, I mean, there's really no magic to this. Any dummy can do it, even I can do it.
Well, you do a pretty good job.
I'm not-
And you should see our grandkids chow down.
I make about 10, 12,000 pounds a year.
10 or 12,000 pounds per year.
I didn't make
Wow.
it in the summer before, but now, the fresh, not the smoke. Those smoke I only do when the weather is cold.
Because it has to be cold smoke.
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
pretty cold. You cool off right away. But
It has happened that it got a little bit too hot and then it doesn't taste the same.
During
It's
graduation,
half cooked.
Yeah.
on Easter, and so I got
And that's,
hundreds of pounds to make each year.
Yeah.
that's why if you buy it from the market, the commercial place, they cannot cold smoke. They have to use a certain amount of heat. That's why it doesn't taste the same.
That's going to be a challenge for me too,
I don't
finding the
know.
right time
What
to
if you
cold smoke.
ever tried it?
You have to do it in the cold
The
part
fresh
of your
that I
year.
make
Yeah.
and the smoke, you put it in a pan from the same batch, and there's a way different flavor to it. That smoke changes the whole flavor.
Right.
Some people that when they came here to this country, they had no way of smoking it. They would dry it without smoking. But then it tastes different too.
Yeah.
The other day, I had my mom over and I ran out of the smoke, so I went down to the freezer to get another link out. So instead of, I went in the microwave to thaw it out. So I had it on the wrong setting, so I partially cooked it. But it tasted good. It had a different flavor yet than what it
Usually does.
usually does. It's like a different kind of heat gives it different kind of flavors. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
The wood I use, I like fruit wood, any kind of fruit wood.
Apple, cherry.
Pear,
Yeah.
Apple, cherry, any kind of fruit wood.
The
Okay.
best is cherry, wild
Cherry.
and regular
Okay.
cherry. Because that wood will not
It doesn't flame.
flame,
There's no flame. It
make
just
too much heat, you know?
Right. It just smolders.
yeah,
But again-
it smokes.
Don't use that if it's 2-3 years old, because the oil is all gone, the flavor is out of it,
Okay.
you know?
So you gotta use
A
it
year old is
Pretty
the
fresh.
best. That's what I have there now. It's not even a year. It could be a little drier because I can't get no heat in it now with that.
Right.
It'll smolder and smoke like hell, you know? But you gotta have a little heat in it.
Just a little.
Yeah.
That you will learn in time. How to
Yeah. I'm sure that's a science.
At Lena Park, they use, what do they use, liquid smoke?
But now,
At Lena Park, what do they?
I have 5 hours. I had this stuff in 6 hours yesterday,
It was too cold.
and I'm not happy. I'm gonna put it back in and get some,
what's a
What
good?
temperature do you prefer?
well, don't make it over 100.
Okay, but
How-
outside temperature.
Oh, you mean on the outside or
Yeah,
in the
How
smoke?
cold does it have to be outside? before you
Outside,
smoke?
yeah, for your.
Oh, it has to be at least 45. I mean, below 45.
Okay.
Below 45.
Okay, that's
45.
that's not too terribly. And you smoke it for 4 to 5 hours and not over 100 degrees. The colder, the better.
Yeah.
With inside the smoker.
Inside.
Okay.
but when it's too cold, like it was yesterday, he couldn't,
Mm-hmm.
he just
I couldn't.
didn't smoke. He even put
smoke,
the flame up higher, and if it doesn't get a little warm, it won't take the smoke.
See, it has to like sweat a little on the outside. Then it takes the smoke.
Okay.
You wanna let me?
My garlic is peeled and cut up, and I fill it, see the water?
Okay.
Put the water here. And I put it in the
Cleaned up.
blender.
and looks like half clove. Cloves are halved, I should say.
A little more than half.
Okay.
Cut them up. Slice them.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it on puree.
fine then. Okay.
Yeah, I like a puree.
Okay.
But this is probably enough for 500 pounds.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
you can have maybe a cup or a smaller margarine box
Sure.
for whatever
Sure.
you use.
Okay.
Because this is more than you would need.
Could I use your bathroom?
2 boxes with 50
Right.
pounds. If you need 120, you take the loose stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So, by the time I want to retire, I know all the loopholes. I don't need them anymore. And we're getting all this stuff. The casing's been very,
We
very.
used to have one of these smaller. I don't know
The
what happened
spices
to
didn't
it.
really go there.
Maybe Denise got it? She may have it.
Yeah. If not, you know what? I have one. Gina has that big
You know, they have.
KitchenAid
put it
mixer,
down.
and there's an attachment you can buy for that, and it has a grinder for it as well, so we can use that.
I do with that. Here it is.
I think Mom got it for her.
And these are about $600 a piece.
Yeah, that's
Layman's hardware.
that's nice too.
Yeah, he would prefer
Cast
to
iron.
have one of these grooved with an
See
O-ring.
what do now,
So
what
it
I do
doesn't-
now,
Ooze
I
up.
made a
But you
thing
have to remove all the air.
about
Oh,
3/8 wider than the thing. I
Got
put
you.
that on and that helps.
right.
Yeah.
It won't, because this
Come up
thing
around the edge.
shouldn't- the plunger is kinda,
Yeah. I remember by my parents, when they made it, it would always ooze
Yeah.
up on the
Yes,
outside.
yes.
Yeah. Because I think it was it looked just like this, but smaller.
small, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew somebody that had one like that.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Just right there. Watch your head.
So I put that on top and it seems to work.
That's a nice press. I like that.
Didn't work. I make it wet just so it sticks on
Sticks
there.
down,
Still
yeah.
it won't stick.
Can you maybe just put it a little bit over the edge and grab it while you're bringing it over and then pull it back before you close it all the way?
Good. Let me see how that goes now.
Yeah, you got it. Perfect.
Once it gets wet with the sausage,
Yeah.
it's easier.
It's like a surgeon.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
I remember when you first did it, all that squirts up the side, it's like
Yeah.
half of it comes out of the sides.
You know Lenny May, don't you? May Tulundai?
I know the name. I can't picture the person right now. Yeah.
Well, he has,
Wait,
oop, that's another one. This, somebody made me, and they're much better when they're tapered. You
Yeah.
know, this is straight, and sometimes it gets hung up on there. But I didn't want to invest any more money, you know. But because they cost about
this
eight.
is
This is the way they look.
the commercial.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Oh, yeah.
But see,
But see, it's broken.
broke here,
Yeah.
and you can't weld aluminum,
Mm.
especially that thin stuff. Okay, here goes the bratwurst. Ah, shit.
Ah, watch your language.
Some of these casings are terrible. Weak.
You gotta wash out your mouth with soap. If you keep
I
that
did
up.
this morning. Yeah,
When we made the
Okay.
smoked sausage, this is how long we made it.
Uh-huh.
So they're all the same
yeah,
length.
Huh.
uh-huh.
Unless
Yeah, yeah.
they break and are shorter.
Right, yeah.
So.
I thought you
maybe-
might have a measurement,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, right.
I don't know how long this is, it's just.
Yeah.
Well, we can measure it.
You know, I go and help them at the club. But we have machinery, you can put 200 pounds in the stuffer at once.
Jeez.
And we start at 8 o'clock in the morning.
On the inside.
By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we made 4,500 pounds. But the problem is, Otto, they don't spritz it as tight as I do. So when you smoke it and dry it, it really crumbles.
Yeah.
Because that machine is, you're gonna really pull it away.
Yeah.
It's hydraulic,
Right.
Push on the thing. So you can't screw around and break the casing. And they have 2 stations on it.
Oh,
There's
wow.
Two guys that spritz it.
Well, if you start at 8 in the morning and finish at 2 and have 4,500 pounds, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
I'm one of the scale man. I don't tell them, see there's another bad casing. I don't tell them how to do it or what to mix it in, but by them, they don't make it as close, everything approximate. So it's never, from one time to the other, it's never exactly the same.
Right.
Right.
Skate it's so genau,
Yeah,
They bring the meat in boxes. Some of them have 65 pounds in it. The other one only 60. Well, 3 boxes at the time. Then they just
uh-huh.
put in for 200 pounds. So far, I have 2 bad casings. Those are the last ones I vickled.
The last ones we did.
So maybe we have some of these hangs are bad. And some of them are, they tear and tear, you can't make them. Of course, this is all fresh, so we don't have to make it that tight. But I find when I do it myself, I can control it, with one hand.
We used to, he would crank and I would, receive it.
But I find this much easier. I can control it
Or he
better.
can stop or he can back up.
Yeah. So you say you have a grinder, huh?
I do. It's a hand grinder, but I
Yeah,
think
well,
it's for 30 or
don't-
60 or 90 pounds that we make at a time. That should be
That's right. You don't.
that should be enough.
Production
still
line.
have
Yeah.
Yeah.
enough muscle left. Huh?
Yeah.
I bought this grinder almost 30 years ago.
Huh.
At
That's a
that
nice
time,
one.
I paid $370. Now they cost over $700.
Yeah.
See, the fresh goes much easier to stuff because she put a little water on the spices. On the other one, she makes the spices little water but more stiff,
Yeah.
So that way it goes a little harder, the stuffing.
Yeah.
Because you gotta press all that into that little tube. Yeah, folks, that's the way she goes. I started that as a hobby and became a pain in the neck. But I enjoy it. What else would I do? I'm retired already 17 years.
Yeah.
What would I do? In the summer I have my garden, my fruit trees. Of course, they're almost all gone too now, by now. They only last so long. They all became smoke. I use them to smoke my sausage.
Yeah.
No waste.
Yeah.
One a year, they keep disappearing.
Yeah. Working out good, huh, Mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Then again, you have to control how hard you want them. You know, if you smoke it, you want them pretty tight
Okay.
because you don't want them to shrink too much.
And on the deer meat, he takes all the fat off.
Oh, that deer meat.
Right.
That,
Yeah.
You know, that takes a long time because I sit here for hours because I take every little fat out because that's what gives it the bad taste.
Right.
One guy told me, you shouldn't do that, Chris, just put a little more garlic in, they won't taste it. I said, yeah, but then it tastes like garlic, not milk.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I take it all out. You work with your dad?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
What's your other son doing?
Yeah, he works here in Cleveland, and Dan operates a warehouse in Columbia.
Oh, for you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? Hold on. I mean, yeah.
We distribute mechanical fasteners, nuts, bolts, washers, and metal chain pretty much all over the U.S. except for the Northwest. We're not in Seattle or, in Oregon or Washington.
You don't do any manufacturing?
We do some light manufacturing.
Yeah,
a
in
small
chain,
amount.
right.
Yeah. We do some assemblies, and we do some cutting of long rod and chamfering the ends that they use in petrochemical and waterworks. But we can't compete on long production. We have to, buy from somebody that produces millions of pounds.
Yeah.
But if somebody needs it today,
You can,
we can provide the service. If they're willing to pay for it, sometimes we get calls on Sunday, for
well, I
refineries and stuff.
you found your niche.
Yeah, we're,
Pretty much what you have to do.
You used to work for Standard Oil, didn't you?
yeah, I work for Standard Oil and then BF Goodrich.
You have Goodrich too?
Yeah, I worked for BF Goodrich actually longer than Standard Oil.
I remember. The first job after college was Standard
Standard
Oil.
Oil, yeah.
Long time ago, huh?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, my.
that was in, I actually worked for him during school, and they made me an offer that I couldn't match anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, that's how Ricky, he worked for the company right after school and school vacations, and they hired him. As a matter of fact, the company he worked for first, they would only hire Parma High School graduates.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's funny.
Did
Good.
they have in the high school, did they have a program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Printing?
Vocational printing
Vocational.
program right at
Yeah.
Parma.
And our other son, Mike, he was in, and he went to Kent State to become a master printer.
Neat.
To become a teacher.
A teacher, yeah.
Actually.
And he was teaching at Polaris until about 2 years ago.
1, 2 years, yeah.
And they shut the print shop down too.
At Polaris.
Because they prided themselves in finding every student and training the job. They would place these kids. Well, they couldn't do it anymore because printing is going out the window, So,
It's going overseas. It's going to China.
so what happened?
It's a
India.
lot, yeah.
They, he's the assistant principal now at
Oh,
Polaris.
really? That's great.
Yeah, at Polaris.
Well, he had to go back to school and change his vocation.
Yeah.
Go into
Okay, we
administration.
quit now.
Yeah.
I gotta eat.
Yeah.
So you,
This is pretty
you see,
special.
well, it's really,
Dad, mit Adam Spathetzel,
Yeah.
he showed me a couple times, but I ripped more than I got. There's a,
You have the
you have to
feel
get
for
the feel for
You
it.
do.
Yeah.
The most
You know, I would
thing is the
burst the
spice,
case.
Mhm.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
mixture of the spice.
Get in
Just
the-
grinding,
Yeah.
And from
mixing.
the bulk, I just add rice and chopped onions, and I make stuffed cabbage. I make stuffed
See, the
peppers.
machine,
yeah.
Same
the
mix.
machine, you
Oh,
can't
that's
get it all
a great
out.
idea.
There's
The same
usually
Hamburgers.
I
Really
make-
good.
out left
Yum.
over.
Make
know,
hamburgers out of it.
I
Great
really
grill,
Oh yeah,
hamburger.
but yeah, Mom
Oh.
made the hamburger.
Bratwurst.
Like,
I was gonna tell you a
What it
story.
takes
The
is
Philip,
a
the Lance, you know
teaspoon
Philip.
sure.
He's
And a heaping
my
teaspoon
cousin-in-law, I
paprika
call
per
him.
pound.
Because
When you make
they said
stuffed
my cousin, I said,
peppers
I
or
don't have
cabbage,
crazy cousins
you
like
know.
that.
Yeah.
My
And then
cousin-in-law
add
and everything.
of the other spices and a little garlic if
He
you want that
used
taste.
to
But
make me the,
anything, meatloaf or whatever you
Other-
make, a teaspoon
Hildegard,
salt
Hildegard,
Yeah.
and
His
a
dad
heaping teaspoon of the paprika,
Adam
little
Kaiser.
teaspoon salt, you know.
Yeah.
they
You
used
could
to
make
make
all
it
that.
Ah, that's a good idea. I never even.
Came out. That way it gets more even.
Right.
I made that mistake and I'm not gonna change it now.
Right.
Yeah, but see, all those things
Yeah, through
take
experience,
years to
through
learn.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just for what they're gonna make, they're not gonna
Same
make
thing
it that often.
with the bacon. I make a lot of bacon, speck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Hold against.
I learned by
Peanut.
experience again. I
So what do
smoked
you
it.
do with yourself, young?
And I made some
You're not
before,
doing
but
anything.
people, piece
You're
of
helping
tough or
him.
this and that, you know. Well, I can't
You
control
wanna do
that.
this
So here,
after a
I
while?
smoked
Yeah.
some, and then I picked it out and I put it in the porch, hung it up. A few days later, I went back. I said, "Jesus Christ, this thing could be a
Did he
little
make this?
darker."
Somebody made it.
And I put
somebody
it
made
back
it.
in. I smoked
No,
it
he didn't
another
make it. Somebody made it.
7 or 8 hours. People went crazy. Boy, I don't know what it did to it. It made it more softer, you know, more chewable, not a thing. And the taste stayed with you because the old smoke penetrated inside then, and you had the outside here too. So I'm making a lot of bacon. The Hungarians, they go for that
Yeah.
like crazy, you know. Then I buy the 12 and 14, between 12 and 14. They're about this thick. Half of it is almost meat, and they go for that.
The butts that you get, do you put them in a brine before you
The what?
cut them up? The
Butts?
butts that you
No.
get, the pork
No.
butts? No, you just
No,
as is.
you know, cut them up right away and grind them up.
Sure.
But
Okay.
we try not to grind them up ahead of time.
Right.
You
right.
know.
Do it.
We
As you said, it's not all that complicated.
No, he's
But the
the
main thing is they weigh everything.
yeah, and that's
Old timers, he doesn't have to taste. He knows what it's gonna be like.
here. He said make a pitch roof, not a sloped roof. Here's the wood that he has stacked up, so just smaller pieces. Huh. Okay. Wow. That I wish she had smell-o-vision because that is incredible.